We got a super chat rolling in from JG. Who will be the surprise team this season? Also, I love you, Alicia, and this is brought to you by Manscaped.com. 20% off. JG, you know what you got to do? Go to Manscaped.com/chat.
I like your pick of Arizona being the surprise team. I will let you take credit for that one, but I'm willing to get on board with that choice.
I guess, judging by the super chat, I should go with the Washington Redskins to just help out Alicia. So, JG.
I'm going to go with no on that one, but I don't think they'll be as bad as you think that they're going to be.
Who?
The Redskins.
I think they're going to be a 5-win team.
Okay, maybe you're not as low as I thought you were. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, 5 wins is not very good. It's still an improvement. I mean, what, they won 4 games last year?
It wasn't good.
3 games? Sorry. Hate to remind you. Wow, let's go to the littlest name I've ever seen.
Smallest name.
Davidson, DDS, Minecraft, Robbins, Fortnite, and more, I think. Who will lead the NFC East?
I think Mitch needs glasses.
I can't see.
Look, I think it's clearly a 2-team race, Eagles and Cowboys, and I'm still going to say the Cowboys. I think they're, even with some losses personnel-wise, I think they were a positive regression candidate, meaning you lost a bunch of close games that will even out next year. I think they're going to be about a 10-win team. I think Philadelphia ends up being a 9-win team. I think both teams make it in the postseason. I'm
going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think they end up winning the NFC East. Let's go to Troy Daniels, Cowboys fan. How many times can a team, use the franchise tag on a player until that player becomes a free agent?
Most teams use it twice, and then the player becomes a free agent. Technically, you can use it 3 times. You pretty much never see it because the contract just gets so out of whack. It's basically, you're already paying top 5 money for a position.
Yep.
After that, the second year, it's 120% of the last year's salary, or the higher number between top 5, so it's almost always the last year's salary. And then the next year, it's 144% of the previous number. So you start getting just massive figures, and it doesn't make sense for a team to tag. And like I think for Dak in particular, it's like 31, 39, and then I think it's like 50-something after that. Like it's just absurd.
Jeez. Yeah. Okay, so are you a diehard sports fan? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. I know Alexander is. I know William McLean is. Are you a diehard sports fan? Y for yes. Give me an N for no. And I would imagine if you're watching the show, even when there aren't many sports going on, none right now, that you're still wanting the latest news and rumors. And I promise you here at Chat Sports, we're going to keep you as up-to-date as humanly possible. Heck, we just did a college football show this morning. Mm-hmm. You did an NBA show yesterday. You're not going to find many channels that give you everything that you need to know, not just on the NFL, all sports. The link is below, so go ahead, click it. It's in the chat if you can't find that big subscribe button. But seriously, support the channel. We'd appreciate it. Hit that sub button. Let's go to Dylan. What up, Dylan? Should the Giants sign Larry Warford?
I think there should be several teams that have some level of interest in Warford, who, of course, if you didn't already hear, recently cut by the Saints. They had to save some money. They drafted Cesar Ruiz. Just kind of made sense at that point. The Jets clearly need to overhaul that offensive line, and they did a lot of that in the draft and in free agency, so I like the path they're heading there. Warford's been a right guard in the NFL, which I believe is occupied by Brian Winters at the current moment for the Jets. Now, he's in the last year of his deal. You could swap them out, cut Winters, and pretty much have no impact on your cap based on what Warford's asking, which is around $7 million. I would explore that if I were the Jets. I wonder if there's a different team out there that might offer maybe a little bit more, or maybe they just want to roll with Winters for the time.
See, a lot of people commenting the Cardinals, which I think the Cardinals would be
I'd be down
very
with that.
Interesting there. So let's go to Benjamin Boy 88. Rivers going to be good in Indy? It's a question. I think he's going to be better than what he was in 2019. I mean, you're looking at a quarterback now. I don't think he's going to be the Pro Bowl level guy that he was in 2016, 2017, even 2018. I do think you're going to see a little bit better of a player where last year, 23 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, I believe. He's got T.Y. Hilton, but I actually think his offensive weapons in L.A. were better.
You're really banking on Paris Campbell showing some growth in year 2. I think for the Colts in the end, Rivers is going to be better than what Jacoby Brissett was.
Yeah.
And they were fairly close with Brissett, so they're hoping that nudge puts them over the edge. It's only a 1-year deal. I thought it was a worthwhile risk for the Colts. I don't think Rivers is the guy to get them to where they ultimately want to be, though.
No, I agree. Appreciate the question, Benjamin Boy. If you want to get your questions on the show, you can use hashtag NFL, or you can super chat like James did. If Andrew Berry gets a hold of Clowney, okay, how would you rank Cleveland's defense?
I think it helps them. Now, they've kind of overhauled their defense to begin with.
I mean, Myles Garrett and Jadeveon would be just special.
I think let's rank the Browns like maybe 20th last year. The defense wasn't that great. I think above average is very much a reasonable expectation for them. You're hoping Greedy Williams is better in year two. Hoping the changes you made there is a big uptick. I'd say for Cleveland, you're hoping for above average, so 15 to 10, somewhere in that range. At that point, I think it's worth it. I think it'd be an upgrade over Vernon. I still have some worries about that linebacking core, although linebackers are the running backs of the defense. So if you're going to have a weak spot, linebacker's probably the spot that you would prefer it to be.
James, appreciate the super chat, my man. Okay, I got a tough question here, Tom. I want you to pick a wide receiver, okay? If you're picking a wide receiver right now to build a team around, who would you go with? Michael Thomas type MT or DeAndre Hopkins type DH?
So I'm building a team around that.
Well, technically you build a team around a quarterback, but let's just say right now we're playing a game.
Yeah, fantasy draft in Madden.
Cool.
Okay,
Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, DH, MT.
I mean, I think you got two obviously great options here. I'm going to go with Hopkins still.
Okay.
And I had to double check that because they are the same age, although Hopkins, I guess, turns 1 year older in like 3 months or 2 months or whatever.
I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins as well. As much as I love Michael Thomas, I do think Michael Thomas's numbers are a little bit more of a product of the offense that he's in.
The offense
with Drew
definitely
Brees.
maximizes him. I'd say a little bit more so than the Texans' offense fully maximized Hopkins.
I've seen DeAndre Hopkins with bad quarterbacks, and then I've seen him with
that's true.
Deshaun Watson.
That's true.
He's good all the time.
No wrong answer here, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we got another super chat from official Savage. Lions are top 5 in cap room. Who should they target?
It's a good one. Issue is there's not a whole lot left on the open market. How about you bring back Larry Warford?
Yeah.
I mean, you need another offensive lineman
names.
on the interior. I mean, I know you drafted Jonah Jackson and Logan Stenberg this year, but 1 year, $7 million deal, protect your quarterback, add to your running game. You just drafted DeAndre Swift early in round 2.
Man, I don't think Logan Ryan would be a good fit
No,
there.
I don't think he would be either.
Prince Amukamara, probably not.
Maybe Amukamara, but that doesn't.
I mean, he's more of an outside corner.
Which I think is what they need because you have Coleman, the nickel. Okuda's going to be one of your outside guys. Maybe you're relying on Desmond Trufant, so you're fine. I'll throw out Warford.
Okay.
Now, I'm not fully sure how that relationship ended, but that's one I would consider.
Let's go to this guy who needs to get a username. Should the Jags get Cam Newton?
If they are trying to win right now, yes. If they are trying to fully see what Gardner Minshew can be for the organization, I'm going to say no.
No?
And I think that's where they're at, so I'm going to say no.
Appreciate the question from username, and if you want her to, use your name out loud, go to manscaped.com/chat, and you can save 20% off with code CHAT. So you get the perfect package. You get the Lawnmower 3.0, ball toner, ball deodorant, and you even get that pretty badass newspaper. It all comes in this awesome box. Plus, you get the most comfortable underwear that I promise you've ever worn in your entire life. Plus, free boxers in that bag, okay? So a carrying case to take on the go. And here's an important thing. When you go to manscaped.com/chat and save that 20% off, it's also free shipping. So we're hooking you up. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're, helping the important people.
Real talk, those boxers are awesome, by the way.
Oh, it's like a cloud.
Like they actually fit right. They're not too high. They're not too low. Like it's a perfect fit right there. You feel so much better, especially after you cream yourself up.
Producer Dylan in the background just said it's like I'm not even wearing boxers. And honestly, I hope that he is, but you just never know with him. Go to manscaped.com/chat. Save 20% off. Let's go to David Renneria, where I'll tell you what, I feel like Big Chungus when I got those things
Big
on.
Chungus.
Will the Cardinals go to the playoffs this year? They're my sleeper team to go to the playoffs. It's just they are in such a tough division. But it wouldn't surprise me if 3 teams out of the NFC West made it. But are they better than the Rams? That's where I get it's tough.
Maybe. I think that could happen.
Yeah.
I in terms of the Cardinals are now bordering on the overly popular surprise pick, which those ones never come true. But I do think that makes sense.
Cool. Let's go to the next question. Rolling in here. Remember, #NFL, or you can super chat. What up, Luke? How many games do you think we can win with Andy Dalton if Dak stays off the team?
7-ish, somewhere in that range. If it's all 16, of course. Look, Dak's not going to stay off the team the entire time because he still has to get paid. He's going to show up at some point.
I actually think with the offensive weapons, and I think Andy Dalton is actually very underappreciated at times. I think he's actually a good quarterback. I would actually argue maybe the best backup quarterback right now in the NFL.
Sure.
I would probably say actually 8 wins, and with Dak, maybe 9 or 10. So.
I'm counting Dak, and this is true historically. If you look at the nerd numbers, there's about a 3-win per year difference between the two.
Okay.
So,
cool. Let's go to Levante Rogers. So, you heard from a place I'm not going to mention that the salary cap for the 2021 NFL might be north of $240 million. Any thoughts on that? What teams will have positive, negative cap space?
Yeah, the projections right now are not built on that figure. You can pretty much add plus $40 million to all those teams. I know that was a number out there. I think there is some uncertainty in terms of the revenue coming in from games this year, how that could impact the salary cap. But I know the NFL was anticipating, with big, fat new TV contracts coming in, a significant jump in the salary cap.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see how everything is affected by this upcoming season. We won't know until after it. But the NFL was anticipating a very big jump, which is why I've been saying for a while, if you got young players, now's the time to pay them, get them locked in before contracts get really out of hand relative to what we're used to seeing.
Another super chat rolling in from Scott. What's up, brother? Okay, Pottsville Maroons get back 1925 championship. So I grew up near a place near Pottsville, but I have no idea what this means. Do you have any idea?
No. I was negative 70 years old at that point.
I'll tell you what.
I just did quick math. I'm pretty sure.
I remember it like it was yesterday, but I appreciate it. Pottsville Maroons, great job, guys. All right, let's go to Banana Sunday. Are the Bengals playoff contenders?
Not with that offensive line. I don't think it would be reasonable to put playoff expectations on the Bengals. How about a 4-win growth? What is a pretty significant amount of growth.
Oh, yeah.
Puts them at 6 wins. I think that might be a more realistic expectation in year 1 for Burrow & Co.
Banana Sunday, appreciate the question. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. Click that big red button.